A long time ago, just after the start of the last millennium, Scotland was at war.
Duncan, the King of Scotland, not only had to defend his country from marauding Viking hordes, but also from treacherous uprisings within Scotland.
His army was strengthened by brave, strong, and valiant Scottish warriors. The greatest of these was Macbeth.
When shall we three meet again, in thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle is lost and won.
Before the setting of the sun. Where's the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with
Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
I come, Grey Malkin.
Paddock calls too.
We're coming!
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Cover through the fog and filthy air.
Meanwhile, near the town of Dunsinane, King Duncan had set up his camp of loyal Scottish lords. His army of loyal Scottish lords have been fighting against the Vikings for months, as well as against the rebel lords who want to take his realm.
The Viking soldiers from Norway have often taken advantage of the distraction caused by the rebels and now control many towns in Scotland. Many soldiers in Duncan's army have been lost today. He has sent out his army, his remaining soldiers, out to squash yet another rebellion.
As the king, Duncan could not go out to the battlefield, for if he was killed, all would be lost. Instead, he must wait as patiently as he can for news and hope that his son Malcolm will soon tell him what has been happening. Oh, how I wish that someone would return to give me some of the news of the battlefield. It is very frustrating not knowing what is happening. I just have to keep hoping that no news is good news.
My lord, Prince Malcolm has returned and brings you your news.
Excellent! Bring him in. Oh, I'm glad to see you, my son. Tell me, what news?
And I'm glad to see you, father. This morning the battle was very close indeed. Neither side was making any progress, but the Thane of Glamis, the brave Macbeth, well, he deserves that name, charged forwards until he was face to face with the rebel lord and ran him clean through his sword.
Hail, brave Macbeth! He is indeed a valiant cousin.
But father, there is more. As soon as our men were forced the traitors to retreat, the King of Norway saw his own chance to attack.
Our captains, Macbeth and Banquo, were they afraid?
No, father, they fought twice as hard. I have some bad news, though. The King of Norway was helped by another traitor from our side, the Thane of Cawdor.
The Thane of Cawdor? A traitor?
Macbeth thought like the god of war, though hand to hand and sword to sword. He pushed through their army until victory was ours.
That is great news. But what about the Thane of Cawdor? He won't deceive us again. He must be executed, and Macbeth shall be the new Thane of Cawdor. Go and pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he has lost, noble Macbeth has won.
And so the servants set off towards the battlefield to find Macbeth and to give him the good news. Since the battle was over, he hoped that Macbeth and the rest of the soldiers would be coming back towards the palace.
Sure enough, as he walked, he passed many soldiers walking towards him. Some walked with a spring in their step, satisfied with their victory. Others nursed wounds and only wanted to find a doctor.
Meanwhile, Macbeth and his friend Banquo were walking away from the battlefield and crossing the deserted moor. Or was it deserted?
Where have you been, sister?
And sister? What? You?
I've had an evil time. Look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb. Rector's homeboard he did come. A drum! A drum! Macbeth does come.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it? How far is it to Dunsinane? What are these? Are you alive? Are you real? Are you spirits of the night?
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth. Soon you will be king.
What?
Do not be frightened, good sir. This all sounds like good news to me. Hey, what are you? Tell me the truth. If that's his future, what's in store for me?
Hail.
Hail!
Hail! Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
You shall be the father of kings, but not be one yourself. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo. Macbeth and Banquo, all hail.
Stay, tell me more. I'm already Thane of Glamis, but how can I be Thane of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor is alive. He is a prosperous man. And as for becoming king, that's beyond belief. Tell me, where do you get these stories? Answer me.
Where did they go?
Into the air. They have melted away like the breath in the wind. I wish they had stayed.
Are they really here, or did we dream them?
Your children will be kings.
You will be king.
And Thane of Cawdor, didn't they say?
That's what they said. Who's there?
At last, I have found you. I come from King Duncan. He was very pleased to hear of your success, Macbeth. He has sent me to escort you to him and promise you an even greater honour. He instructs me to call you Thane of Cawdor.
But the Thane of Cawdor is alive.
What? Can the devil speak true?
But the Thane of Cawdor is still alive. I can't be the Thane of Cawdor too.
The man who was Thane of Cawdor has been sentenced to death. I do not know whether he secretly helped the rebels or fought for the Vikings, but he is a proven traitor and has confessed.
Thane of Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, but the greatest is yet to come. Don't you hope your children will be kings? Those who said that I would be Thane of Cawdor promised that they would be.
That means you might be king. Here, can I have a word with you?
2 things have come true. 2 steps to the throne itself. But to become king, oh, there are horrible, evil thoughts going through my mind. If I am to become king, will there have to be a murder?
Look, Macbeth is miles away.
If fate wants me to become king, it will make me king. I don't need to do anything about it.
Worthy Macbeth, we are ready to leave when you are.
I'm sorry, my mind was elsewhere. Let us go to the king. Let us think about everything that has happened here and talk of it more later.
Of course.
Enough for now. Come, friends, let us go.
And so the servants set off for Dunsinane and King Duncan's palace. When they arrived, Duncan was very happy to see them. He thanked them both for the fighting and promised them a good place in his court in the future. He also thanked the other lords who helped him in the battle.
While at the camp, the king took the opportunity to name his son Malcolm, the Prince of Cumberland. While at the camp, the king took the opportunity to name his son Malcolm, the Prince of Cumberland, as his heir. Then he suggested that he and the other lords go to Macbeth's castle at Inverness so that they could celebrate their victory and get to know each other better.
Meanwhile, Macbeth had written to his wife, Lady Macbeth, to tell her about what had happened. She was very excited about what the witches had said and was determined that it would come true, no matter what it took.
Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both, O future king, your letters have opened my eyes, and I can see our future very clearly.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when does he leave?
Tomorrow, so he plans.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see.
Calm yourself, my love.
Now listen, your face is like an open book. It is easy to read what you are thinking. You must look and act as though you are delighted to welcome Duncan into your home. Look like an innocent flower, but be the deadly snake hiding underneath it. Now, go and get ready for tonight's feast, and leave the rest to me. Oh, and here is Duncan.
Ah, our honoured hostess, this is a sweet and pleasant place. May God reward you for your hospitality and trouble in receiving our party.
I wish we could offer 4 times as much. It is an honour to have you here. We are at your service.
Where is the new Thane of Cornwall? We chased him all the way here, but he raced ahead, keen to get home to you.
He's getting ready for the feast, sir.
Take me to my host. We love him highly and shall continue to reward him. Let us go, madam.
Lady Macbeth took Duncan into the castle and showed him the main rooms, which the servants had quickly got ready for his arrival. All the best furniture and decorations were on display, everything in its place. Meanwhile, the castle cook was preparing a delicious feast of roast pheasant, beef, fresh bread, and many other delicacies.
That evening, Macbeth and his wife hosted a feast for Duncan, Malcolm, and all the other lords who had come from Dunsinane. The castle hall rang with the sounds of chattering and laughing as everybody celebrated their victory in battle and enjoyed the food and the wine.
However, Macbeth was beginning to feel the pressure of Lady Macbeth's plan, and in the middle of the feast, he slipped quietly away into another room. If the assassination of the king had no further consequences, and if his death guaranteed success, and if, when I struck the blow, that would be it, I would take the chance. But I was taught to have a conscience and to be kind. I am his cousin and his subject, as well as his host. I should protect him against a murderer, not carry the knife myself. Besides, he is a wonderful king. He is beloved by all his subjects and has given me so many honours. I cannot do it. It's my only ambition spurring me on, and ambition can so often lead to downfall. I won't do it. Well, what news?
Why have you left the party?
Has he asked for me?
Don't you know he has?
We will go no further in this business.
What?
He has bestowed honours upon me. I am now Lord of Cawdor. Everyone is praising me. Let us enjoy this moment, not cast it aside so soon.
What kind of man are you? A coward?
Do not call me that. I do all that is right for a man to do. Who dares to do more is not human. And what if we shall fail?
Then we fail. But if you are brave, we won't fail. When Duncan is asleep, I'll drug his guards' strengths. They'll sleep like pigs, and we can do whatever we please with the unguarded Duncan.
Surely, if we smear the sleeping guards with blood, and even use their daggers, then everyone will
That
think...
they have done it, yes.
My mind is made up. We will do it tonight. But now, we must return to the feast, and look as though we had not a care in the world. Macbeth and his wife returned to the party, and Macbeth tried to look as though he was enjoying himself. King Duncan asked where he had been, but Macbeth made up an excuse and said he had been feeling unwell. Eventually, Long after midnight, everybody went to bed, and Macbeth walked about the castle to check that all was secure.
There are almost no stars and no moon, and I don't know what time it is. It must be very late, and my eyelids feel like lead, but I cannot sleep. I wish to God that these evil dreams would leave me. Who's there?
A friend?
Sir, can't you sleep? The king's in bed. He had a wonderful evening, has tipped the servants very generously, and wants to give this diamond to your wife for being such a wonderful hostess. He is a very happy man.
Well, we did our best.
You did wonderfully. I dreamt of the Wood sisters last night. Some of the things they foretold have come true for you.
I don't think about them at all. But maybe when we have an hour together, let us talk more of their prophecies.
Whenever suits you.
Banquo, if you support me when the time comes, I'll look after you.
If I can stay free from evil and loyal to the king, I will do whatever I can.
Good. In the meantime, sleep well.
Thank you, sir, and the same to you.
My wife will ring the bell when the drink is ready. In the meantime, I will wait out here. Is this the dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch you. I cannot touch you, but I see you still. Why can I see you but not hold you? Or are you just a dagger of the mind? A hallucination? It's still there, as solid as the one in my belt. It's pointing towards Duncan's room, and it's just like the dagger I was going to use. My eyes are tricking my other senses. No, it's still there, and now it's covered with blood. My mind's playing tricks on me. I'm so wound up with this whole bloody business that now I'm seeing things. It's the middle of the night. Half the world is asleep, and nature seems dead. Witches cast their spells, and wolves howl as murderers creep like ghosts. Enough talk. Now is time to do the deed. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is an knell that summons thee to heaven or hell.
The wine which has made them drunk has made me bold. What was that? Oh, only an owl. He'll be doing it by now. The doors are unlocked and the snoring servants' drinks have been drugged as planned. Nothing will wake them.
Who's there?
Alas, someone has woken up. It's going wrong. If this isn't done, we'll be finished. Shh. I left the daggers ready. He couldn't miss them. If the sleeping Duncan had not looked so much like my father, I would have done it myself. My husband!
I have done the deed. Did you hear that noise?
I heard an owl scream and some crickets cry. Didn't you call out?
When?
Now.
As I came down?
Yeah.
This is a sorry sight.
A sorry sight? What a foolish idea.
Shh! Who was in the second bedroom?
Prince Malcolm and his brother, Prince Donalbain.
I thought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep."
What are you saying?
The voice cried out to the entire house. Glamis has murder sleep, and Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who cried out like that? My lord, you will send yourself mad with such thoughts. Now go and get some water to wash the blood off your hands. And did you leave the daggers up there? No. Are you mad? Take them back and smear the blood on Duncan's guards. Remember the plan.
I will not go back there. I dare not look upon what I've done.
You spineless fool! I'll do it myself. The sleeping and the dead look exactly the same. Only a child would be scared of that. I'll smear blood on the guards' faces to make them appear guilty.
Where is that knocking? Every little noise makes me jump. And whose hands are these? There is enough on them to turn the green sea red.
My hands are of your colour, but I'd be ashamed to have a heart so white. I can hear knocking at the south gate. Quick, let's get back to our room. A little water will wash us away. The rest is easy. Come on, don't lose your nerve now. And snap out of your brooding.
Wake Duncan with this knocking. Oh, I wish you could.
Is anyone about? Has Macbeth been seen? Ah, here he is. My knocking must have woken him. Good morning, noble sir.
Good morning to you, Macduff.
Has the king awoken yet, my worthy thane?
Not yet.
You ordered me to call him on early, and I'm nearly late.
His room is just through there.
I'll go and wake him. That's why I'm here. He leaves today, does he not?
That's what he said. What a rough night. People have reported chimneys blown down, strange screams of death, and owls screeching all night. Someone even said they felt an earthquake.
Oh, horror. Horror, horror.
What is it?
Terrible. Terrible. The king's been murdered.
Murdered? His Majesty?
Go to his room. See for yourself. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. Raise the alarm. There's murder and treason. Banquo, Donalbain, Malcolm. Wake up, wake up. Ring the bell, someone.
What has happened? Why the alarm?
Oh, gentle lady, this news is too dreadful for your delicate ears. Banquo, the king's dead, murdered.
What? No, not in our house.
This is too cruel in anyone's house. Macduff, tell me this is not true.
If I could... If I could have died an hour before this happened, I would have died a happy man. But now there is nothing worth living for.
What is wrong?
Your father, the king, has been murdered.
By whom?
It seems the guards did it. They were both covered in blood. Their eyes were wild like madmen. No man would have been safeguarded by them.
I wish now that I had not lost my temper and killed them both.
Why did you then?
There lay Duncan, fatally stabbed and covered in his own royal blood. And there lay the murderers with their daggers dripping with the same blood. You tell me who could stop themselves from getting revenge. Those who had a heart to love and the courage to show it.
Oh, help me.
Look to the lady.
What should I do? I could be next. I need to get out of here. I can cry my tears later.
Let us meet shortly in the hall and there decide our course of action. With God's help, I will fight against this treason.
And so will I.
It is no use staying here. I'll go to England and send my brother Donalbain to Ireland. If we split up, we'll be safer. There are too many daggers hiding behind smiling faces. People closest to us have the most reason to murder us. And the murder of our father, the king, is only the beginning. We must both get away quickly, or we will be next.
And so Malcolm got on his horse and rode as fast as he could to the castle of King Edward in England, while his brother Donalbain rode to the coast to find a boat to Ireland. Unfortunately for them, their sudden departure meant that many of the other lords thought that they might have been murderers. Perhaps Malcolm had killed his father in hopes of becoming king sooner. With the prince gone and suspected for murder, the other lords proposed that Macbeth should become the new king. Of course he accepted with pleasure and went to Scone to be crowned.
Once he was officially king, Macbeth and his queen went to the royal palace at Dunsinane with some of their friends to make preparations for their first state banquet. Macbeth invited Banquo to be the guest of honour at the banquet, but at the same time he was also rather worried.
Yes, for Macbeth had not forgotten the other parts of the weird sister's prophecy, when they had said that Banquo's children would be kings, not Macbeth. Every night he had terrible nightmares about having Duncan killed and about being discovered. He was worried that Banquo and his son Fleance might be a threat to his new power as king, and decided that he would have to have them both killed as well, just to make sure.
On the day of the feast, Banquo and his son went riding in the woods near the castle. On their way back, they were ambushed by 3 murderers paid by Macbeth to kill them both. Banquo did not survive the attack, but Fleance fled into the woods and escaped. Meanwhile, back at the castle, the feast was getting underway.
My lords and ladies, welcome to this, my first state banquet as King of Scotland. While recent events have shaken us all, I thank you for your support and hope that you will have a pleasant evening. Let the feast begin.
Excuse me, your majesty. May I have a word? The 3 men who you sent into the woods have returned, and say that Banquo will certainly not be attending the feast tonight.
So, he is dead,
That's what they say.
and they killed his son, Fleance.
No, Fleance escaped.
Fleance is alive. This could be bad for me. You are sure Banquo is dead?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. At least the adult serpent is dead. The little worm that has wriggled away is harmless for now. Go now. I need to rejoin the party.
My lord, is everything all right?
Yes, nothing to worry about. Let us celebrate. Which one of you has done this?
Done what, sire?
It was not me. You cannot say it was me.
Please remain seated, worthy friends. My lord is often like this. It is a fit that will soon pass, and it helps if you try and ignore it. What is wrong with you?
Can you not see? It's enough to scare the devil.
Oh, really? There's nothing there. When all is said and done, you're looking at a stool.
Look there. Now, do you believe me? Speak if you can.
Are you a man? Have you gone crazy?
I see him as sure as I am standing here.
My worthy lord, you are forgetting your best.
I'm sorry, worthy friends. Please forgive me. I have a strange illness that sometimes comes over me. It is nothing to worry about, I assure you. Let us have a toast. Ooh. I drink to the general joy of the whole table and to absent friends. Our dear friend Banquo, who is not here yet. To you all. No, get out of my sight. Go and find a grave.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid it gets worse like this before it gets better. It does tend to ruin the evening, though.
I'm not scared of you. Come here. I dare you. Come on. Pretend you are a Russian bear, a rhinoceros, or a savage tiger, or whatever. If I tremble, you can call me a baby girl. Go on. Be off with you. Get out of here. You see? He is gone. I am a man again. Ladies, gentlemen, please be seated once again.
You have ruined the evening with your behaviour.
How can you stay so calm? I see these sights and turn white with fear.
Shh. Keep it to yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I should get him to bed. Do not say anything to him. It will make things worse. Just pretend nothing happened. There is no need for any formal farewells. A fond good night to you all.
Macbeth went to bed very troubled, feeling that this was only the beginning and that his visions were going to get a lot worse. He had also noticed that Macduff had not come to the feast and was worried that Macduff might not be loyal to him, or worse, might suspect him of having a hand in Duncan's murder.
He tossed and turned all night, dreading his dreams, and by morning had resolved to go back to the Weird Sisters in the hope that they might tell him the worst that could happen and to help him prepare for it. Meanwhile, on the moor, the witches were busy.
Thrice the brindled cat hath mewed.
Thrice one the hedgehog's whined.
Happier cried, it's time, it's time! Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned into throw, toad that under cold stone. Days and nights had 31, sweltered vermin sleeping got, boiled first in the charmed pot, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Fillets of a fenny snake in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and tie of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boiling bubble. Double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witches, mammy, mur and goat. Of the raven, salty shark, root of hemlock, picked in the dark. Finger of a strangled babe, ditch the living fire dream. Make the groove big and slap, add it to a tiger's children for the ingredients of your cauldron.
Double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks whoever knocks.
How now, you secret and black and midnight hags? What are you doing?
Indeed,
Without a name.
I summon you in the name of your black magic, or whatever it is, to answer me. Though you untie winds that batter churches, though you let stormy waves swallow up ships, though you let palaces and pyramids fall into their foundations, answer me when I ask. Speak.
Demand.
Well, answer. Would you rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters?
Call them. Let's see them.
Come
high or low,
let the operation show.
Macbeth, 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 beware Macduff, beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough!
Thank you, whoever you are. You're right about my concern about Macduff, but one more word.
He is gone. Here's another, more powerful than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. If I had 3 ears, I'd listen to you.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for no man or woman born should harm Macbeth.
Then Macduff, you might as well live. Why should I fear you? Why should I fear anyone? For nobody born of a woman can harm Macbeth. I will make doubly sure, though, and kill him anyway.
Be brave and lion-hearted. Take no notice of rebels, and plotted and enemies. Macbeth shall never be beaten until great Bryman Wood, till high Dunkinhill shall come against him.
That will never be. That can never happen. Who can make the trees leave the ground and march as an army? No one. There will be no rebellions or uprisings, not until Birnam Wood rises itself, and Macbeth will reign until he dies of natural old age. But tell me one thing more. Don't you know if Banquo's children shall ever reign in this kingdom?
Don't ask to know more.
You must. Tell me or be cursed forever.
Don't ask to know more. Oh, show.
Show.
Show his eyes
And grieve his heart. Come like shadows, then depart.
You look too much like the ghost of Banquo. Go! And you look like the third. And the third is like the rest. You filthy hags, why did you show me this?
You did ask.
4, 5, 6, 7, and now the 8th carries a mirror showing many more. Some have 2 kingdoms, and now blood-covered Banquo smiles at me and points to the kings as if they are his. What? Is this so?
Yes, all this is so. But why is Macbeth so amazed? Come, sisters, let us cheer him up.
The weird
Sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, fast to go about, Christ to find and Christ to mind, and Christ again to make up 9, piece of the jungle wound up.
Where are they? Gone?
Macduff ran back to his castle, his mind still racing with what he had just heard. Meanwhile, back at court, the lords were all gossiping about the recent death of Duncan and Banquo and the fact that Macduff had disappeared.
Suddenly, a messenger arrived with the news that Macduff had fled to England to try to persuade Prince Malcolm and the English King Edward to raise an army against Macbeth. When Macbeth heard this, he was very angry indeed, as it meant that Macduff was a traitor to him. The King of Scotland, in revenge for Macduff's treachery, Macbeth sent some of his men to Macduff's castle in Fife, where they killed Macduff's wife and children.
Meanwhile, Macduff himself had gone to just arrived at the court of King Edward in England to find Prince Malcolm. Although Malcolm was at first suspicious of Macduff's loyalty, as he thought Macduff might be a spy sent by Macbeth, he was eventually convinced, and the two of them began to plan an attack on Macbeth.
They needed to raise an army, but luckily Lord Seward in Northumberland had 10,000 men who would fight for them. Just then, a messenger arrived from Scotland with news that Macduff's family had been killed. Macduff was shocked, but determined to avenge their deaths. So he, Malcolm, and Seward's army set off for Scotland at once.
Meanwhile, in Scotland, not everything was going.
Two nights I have watched now, and have seen a most alarming sight. Since His Majesty King Macbeth went into the field, I have seen my lady Queen Macbeth rise from her bed, throw her nightingale upon her, unlock her closet, take out paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed, yet all this while in a most fast asleep. Look!
Out, damned spot! Out, I say! 1, 2, why, here's another. Hell is murky. Shame on you, my lord. A soldier and afraid? What do we have to fear? Yet who would have the thought an old man would have so much blood on him?
Did you hear that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands never clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You'll ruin the evening behaving like that.
She should not say such things.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh.
There's something very wrong here.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I have told you before, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of his grave. To bed, to bed. There's knocking at the south gate. There's knocking at the gate. Come, 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 come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed.
God, forgive us all. We must look after her, remove all means of annoyance from her, and keep an eye upon her. So good night. My mind she has puzzled and amazed my sight. I think but dare not to speak.
A few days later, the Northumbrian army, along with Macduff and Malcolm, arrived in Scotland so that Macbeth would not see them coming. They decided to hide in Burnham Wood, a small forest near the royal palace.
Macbeth, meanwhile, had spent the months since his coronation dealing with rebel after rebel. He was not worried because the weird sisters had told him that no man born a woman could kill him, but he was very tired of fighting. He retreated to the royal palace at Dunsinane and made sure that there were enough supplies inside to withstand a siege.
Bring me no more reports of rebellions or desertions. Let them all run away. I am not afraid of them. Till Burnham Wood comes to Dunsinane, why should I be afraid? Ha! Who is this boy, Malcolm? Was he born of a woman? The spirits told me, no man born of a woman shall ever have power over you. I am not afraid. What the devil do you want, you pale-faced lunatic? Where did you get that goose look?
There are 10,000.
Geese fool?
Soldiers, sir.
What soldiers, pale-face?
The English army, sir.
Fetch my armour. I'll fight until the flesh is hacked from my bones. Give me my armour and hurry up. While you're at it, cure the sickness of my country too. Get my armour, follow me with it. I will not be afraid of death and bane. Till Burnham Wood forest comes to Dunsinane.
If I were from Dunsinane, away and clear, not even money would draw me back here.
Here, I think it's safe. But we'll never get the whole army here without Macbeth seeing us.
Fear not. I have an idea. Let us tell each of the soldiers to cut a branch from one of the trees in Burnham Wood and carry it in front of him.
But why, sir?
It will give us camouflage to hide the size of our army from Macbeth.
Yes, sir. It seems that Macbeth is preparing to fight us here at the palace.
It is his only hope. His men are deserting him whenever they can. He does not have enough soldiers left to fight us on the battlefield. Now let us go back to Burnham Wood.
They are on their way, so I'm told. Ha! Dunsinane Palace is so strong that they will die of starvation out there. Or the plague. Were that we had enough men to take them on face to face. What is that noise?
It is the cry of a woman, my good lord. I'll go and investigate.
I have almost forgotten the taste of fear. There was a time when a shriek in the night would have sent shivers down my spine, but now I am so used to these horrors and murderous thoughts that nothing shocks me anymore. What was it?
The Queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Out, out, brief candle, lies but a walking shadow, a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Sir, there is more news. I know what I've seen, but I don't know how to tell you.
Just say it!
As I was looking for the Queen, sir, I looked toward Burnham Wood, and then, sir, I thought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave.
See for yourself if you do not believe me. You can see it coming not 3 miles away. It is moving.
If you're lying, I shall hang you on the nearest tree. They said, fear not till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane. And now, a wood does come to Dunsinane. To arms, prepare for battle. I'm ready to die if I have to. Ring the alarm bell. Blow, wind. Come rack. At least we'll die before.
Now, men, we're near enough. Throw down these branches and show yourselves who you are. Worthy Macduff, lead us into battle.
Fare you well. Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
I will go to marshal the troops.
Come, you tyrant, show your face. I'll be revenged on you for what you did to me and my family. I'll kill you and only you in this battle. Let me find him fortune. I ask for no more. Turn, hellhound, turn.
Of all men, I have avoided you. Beware Macduff, they said. Get back! There's too much of your blood on my soul already.
I have no word for you. My sword is my voice.
There is no point fighting me. My life is protected. I cannot be harmed by any man born of a woman.
Then despair. Those witches did not tell you I was ripped from my mother's womb by the doctor before the natural time.
Those devils, they lied. They juggled with their words. They promised me the world and let me think I had it all. But now I see I have nothing. I cannot fight you.
Then surrender, you coward. We'll put your head on a pole like a monster, and under it right here you may see the tyrant.
I cannot surrender. I cannot bow down to Malcolm and be mocked by the crowds. I will try to the last. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him that cries, hold, enough.
Macduff is missing. I hope he is safe. In some battles, people must die, but on this great day, it seems we've only lost a few men.
Hail, King, for now you are. The traitor's cursed head lies on the ground yonder. He's dead, and the world's free again. I see you are surrounded by your men, the pearls of your kingdom. So let them join me in saying, all hail Malcolm, King of Scotland. Hail Malcolm, King of Scotland!
Thanes, kinsmen, from today you shall be earls, first that Scotland ever had. Soon I will reward you and thank you individually for your efforts today. We will call home our exiled friends aboard who fled the traps of Macbeth's tyranny. We will root out those who were loyal to the dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who they say took her own life. From today, Scotland would be a better place.
All hail Malcolm, King of Scotland! All hail Malcolm, King of Scotland! All hail Malcolm, King of Scotland!